lawyers. They had to take a court-appointed lawyer. And, I don't know many lawyers, and I don't know much about, how all that exactly works, but I do know, like she said, it can't be easy going up against the state of Texas. I'd also just like to point out, where I come from, all the women in my family work in corrections. All the women in my family work in prisons. And coincidentally enough, a few of the men in my family have been in prison. So I kind of get both perspectives. And ever since I was a child, my mother's been telling me what it's like. She tells me how most of the inmates are treated. She tells me the names they get called. She tells me just the nonsense that goes on. I mean, we have rules about how prisons are supposed to be run, but it's pretty much a joke. And my mother and all the other women in my family don't work in a maximum security prison. They don't work on death row. They work in a minimum security prison, a state prison. I can't even imagine what it must be like in Louisiana or on any death row or maximum security facility. It really is the definition of cruel and unusual punishment. Cruel and unusual punishment. And there's no excuse for it. And there's no reason for anyone in this state to sit by and take it. This is something that they're trying to keep a secret from us. They try to tell us that these people are crazy. Don't pay attention to them. They deserve to be wiped off the face of the earth. But I've spent some time with these men, and I would have to respectfully disagree. I don't really have much else to say, except I hope everybody will go home and, like she said, redouble your efforts, try to get more people involved, and when people